Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. So obviously I am at a different angle today and I will tell you for why, or maybe you can already guess because you've already seen the title. Recently I did a quick spring declutter of my makeup. It just felt like it was time. My makeup collection's been overwhelming me quite a bit lately, to the point where when I do end up wearing makeup, I kind of just go back to the same old favorites and it sort of defeats the purpose of having so much makeup. So I thought that I was really happy with the progress I had made. That was probably about 2 months ago, and the more that I have sat around thinking about it, it just wasn't good enough for me. So today we're gonna double down and do another declutter. I'm hoping I can get this all in one video. There's gonna be a lot of fast forwarding as I swatch different things. I'm not going to swatch everything on camera. I'm not going to talk about everything on camera, but I will talk about a fair amount. I'm already sitting in a pile of my makeup where I want to start. So we're going to start basically, I'm at the point where I have emptied like the top drawers of my makeup. We're gonna start here, see how far we get before my battery dies or before this video becomes really, really long. If I have to, I will split it into two, but I'm hoping we can get it all done in one. So let's get started. Wish me luck. Alrighty, so hopefully this is a good angle. I find that normally when I do these videos, my angles are really bad and nothing actually focuses. I'm also having kind of some regrets about taking everything out of the drawers because now it's a little bit all over the place, but that's okay. I do have a cardboard box. I'll just kind of put it in frame next to me that I can throw away anything that is still good enough, not expired or whatever, to pass on to people. The rest of it will probably go in the garbage, and because I would say 90% of this is used, unfortunately it is just going to have to go to family and friends because I don't feel comfortable giving strangers my used makeup. So let's just start right here. So we're going to start in primers. I'm just going to pull them off screen. We're just going to get going. Also today when I was doing my makeup, I did test a few products that I wasn't 1000% sure on how I felt, just so that I would have an idea of what I really wanted to get rid of. So I'm just taking everything out. I also have a lot of unopened products that I just don't want to open because I don't want them to go bad. So those are going to go in a separate pile as well to kind of keep separately, so that once I've used up some of my stuff, some of my makeup, then I can kind of swap these in. So the first thing that is of that sort, I picked up these 3 Laura Mercier primers during the Christmas season. They came in like a set, so I've got a blurring, a hydrating, and an illuminating. They've got some like mascara goop and stuff on them. All of these are sealed, all are unopened. I do really, really want to try all of these, but I don't see the point in opening any of them until some of my other makeup is used up, just because they're just going to go bad. So I'm just going to put these off to the side until I can get into them. Same can be said for this primer. This is brand new to me. It actually just came in a BoxyCharm. This is the Hello Fab First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer. It's again a moisturizer. It can probably be used on its own or under makeup. Gonna keep that, but it's still sealed, so we're gonna keep it that way. Now we're getting into some of the stuff that has already been opened and used. First thing is my Becca. This is the First Light Priming Filter. Sorry, you guys can't actually see the words. It's just not focusing on them. But I am going to keep this, especially because Becca is going out of business. I really like that primer. I am going to get rid of this e.l.f. primer. I thought it would be more of a dupe for the Becca one. I don't mind it, but I just find that lately my skin's been so dry that I do prefer hydrating primers as opposed to these kind of ones that kind of blur out everything. So I am going to pass this on. I am going to hold on to my NYX Hydra Touch Primer. This is a really, really good, affordable hydrating primer. I really like the Rare Beauty Primer. It's kind of a really nice all-in-one. It's got a little bit of that blurring, also definitely illuminating. This is just a mini size, and I can see that I've already used up quite a bit of it, so that's kind of nice. I'm actually going to get rid of this All Nighter Ultra Glow Face Primer. It's just so sticky. I like to look dewy, don't get me wrong, but this just sticks so much. And at first I thought it would kind of remind me a lot more of the Cover FX Gripping Primer. And they do have a similar effect in terms of like holding on to makeup, but this one's just not quite as sticky and works a little bit better. So we'll keep the Cover FX and we'll get rid of the Urban Decay. I also have this CoverGirl primer. It's honestly probably starting to go bad. I really need to use it up. So again, I'm going to put this in a use first pile. I've had a bunch of primers in a pile like that for a while, or I'll put it on top, but it's got to get used up. Next one I have is the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I really, really like this. It's a really good, affordable, glowy kind of primer. Over here, I have this Elemis Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. Again, really pretty. I'm not using it enough. So I want to get a little bit, you know what, I'd like to see how close this is to the Lumi Glotion, because maybe I only need to keep one or the other. So this is the two of them next to each other. The top one here is the L'Oreal one, and then this bottom one is the Elemis one. Honestly, I think I like the Elemis one better just for my skin tone. I think it's just a little bit better. So in hindsight, we are going to get rid of the Lumi Glotion. Not that I don't like it, it's just a bit dark for me. I'm going to keep the Elemis one instead because I just don't think that I need both. I am trying to, as much as I have a channel and I'm trying to show you guys new makeup, I am getting, like, not getting sent, but buying new makeup a lot. And it's just too much to keep it all. I'm just not using it. I'm going to keep my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I really like this one. If I can find it. I also really like my Tatcha one. I just don't know where it is. Oh, it's under my leg. So my Tatcha, the Silk Canvas. I actually also have a small, here it is here, container of the liquid version. I do prefer the original, but the liquid is really, really nice as well. And it's just a little like sample size, so I'll just keep that until it's used up. And then I'm also going to hold on to the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Primer. This is a really, really, really nice glowy primer. So that is basically what I'm keeping for primers. I got rid of 3, which is not bad, and I've got 1 that I want to use up, and an additional 4 on standby. So I'm not that mad about that. I didn't think I was going to get rid of a lot. Works for me. Let's get into some concealers next. I don't imagine a lot is going to go from here, but 2 I definitely know I want to get rid of, and I tried them again today, are these 2 Rare Beauty ones. Honestly, I just don't like the formula. It's too thin. I understand that this is like a light coverage kind of concealer, but it just doesn't do enough for me. I prefer things like the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, my Hourglass Airbrush or Vanish Airbrush Concealer, whatever it's called. I just have to get rid of these. I'm not a big fan of them. Everything else I think can stay. I've got a bunch of NARS concealer. I'm actually almost done my Soft Matte Complete Concealer, but I do have a backup. I'm going to keep my Hourglass, my Urban Decay ones. Another thing I'm going to get rid of is this Dragon Beauty color corrector in the shade Lavender. I said it in my BoxyCharm video. It's just too thick of a formula. It's not something I'm going to reach for often enough to make it worth my while to keep, so I'm going to get rid of that. So this is what we have left for concealer. Something else that I actually do want to get eventually is another one of these MAC Pro Longwear concealers. I really, really like it, but that shade is just a little dark for me. I would like a lighter shade just to be more brightening. But that's it for concealers. Just to continue on, I just found a couple more primers and some stuff that I want to get into, so I'm going to reach for that. And I've also grabbed a ton of my moisturizers, which, to be honest, oh, I forgot one. Anyways, I just grabbed a ton of my moisturizers because, to be honest, like, I have so many and I'm just not using them in time. They're gonna go bad and I can always repurchase them, and I have a ton of them, so I just think that it's something that would be better if I just gave away while they're still in decent shape. And then as I need more moisturizers, I will buy the ones that I preferred the most. So, having said that, first one I'm going to get rid of is this Saturday Skin Glacier one. I do really like it. It's kind of got like a cooling effect to it. It is really, really nice, but I'm just not reaching for it. The container's pretty big, so it just sort of sits in the back of my drawer, and it's still okay right now, so I think I'm just going to pass it on while it's still fine. Another primer that I have that I actually really, really enjoy is this Touch in Soul Icy Sherbet Primer, so I am going to hold on to this. Again, I hate how big this is, but whatever. I'm going to keep the Glow Recipe Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. I think that this is really, really good. I've really been enjoying it. And I'm definitely going to keep both of my Glam Glow glow starters. So I have these in, I think, Nude Glow and also in Sun Glow. I really, really like these. They're kind of like a shimmery primer, kind of like what the Elemis moisturizer does actually. And I do prefer these. So I think on hindsight, I'm actually going to pass along this Elemis Superfood one and just keep the Glam Glow ones because I just don't need them all. I'm not using them. And when I am looking for something like that, I'll just, you know, make it happen. And because I'm going to get rid of that, I actually might have room to keep all of my primers in this little container, which brings me a lot of joy. So I'm going to keep both of those. I also have this Glam Glow Moisture Trip. This is an Omega Rich moisturizer. Again, I'm not reaching for it. It's a really good product, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. Wow. Okay, this primerizer, I keep keeping it and saying I'm going to like use it up, but this is so old. It's got to be bad. I'm just going to toss it. Got this Cover FX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. It's so close to being done. I just have to actually finish it. So put that in that finish up drawer. I've got this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. Again, this is almost completely used up. That's why it's up in this drawer. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to use it because it's too dark for me right now. So when I get a little more of a tan, I should be able to actually use that product. I'm going to get rid of this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I said I needed to use it up, but I'm just not using it. My Hourglass Primers. These are the Vanish Primers. One's a primer serum and one is like a blurring veil primer. They're so old. They can't be good anymore. I'm just going to toss them because I'm not using them. Again, I say I'll use them up and then I never do. Okay, I've got one more little thing of like primers and moisturizers to go through. One is this MAC Lightful C plus Coral Grass. I really like this for the summertime. It's a really, really nice spray. I think it works really, really well. Likewise, I also really like this Lightful C. This is like an under eye cream. It's really good, and this one sits really nicely under makeup as well. What I am going to get rid of, though, is this Tula one, which is dirty. It's a like hydrating under eye stick. It has cooling effects to it, but I only need one because I don't use it that often, so I think I'm going to keep the MAC one instead. I have all of these Huda Beauty matte and metal like liquid shadows. They're called Melted Shadows. I've got a ton of them. Once again, I'm just going to keep all of them. I actually put them on my eyes today, and they are all still performing. I didn't put all of them on my eyes, but I put a ton of them on my eyes today. They're all performing really, really well, so I'm just going to hold on to them because this is my favorite liquid eyeshadow formula. I have gotten rid of literally every other one that I have just because I really, really enjoyed that one. I've got a bunch of like cream and liquid blushes. So let's just go through those really quickly. I don't imagine I'll be getting rid of a lot. I'm going to keep the two NARS ones I have. One is in Luster and one is in Orgasm. I just think that these are really, really nice. Especially if you're looking for just like a lighter makeup look because they do just melt right into the skin. So I'm going to hold on to both of these. Likewise, this one is very new to me. This is the Iconic London Sheer Blush. This is in the shade, I think, Nude. Fresh Faced. It's a very, very neutral kind of a blush. I keep holding this upside down. I'm going to hold on to this. I've really, really enjoyed it the few times I've used it. I really like the Kaja Stamp Blush. I just think it's such a clever idea. It's so cute. Mine's in the shade Koi. I am going to get rid of the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. I actually put it on today and it's just way, way, way too much. It's really difficult. Maybe it's just because of the color to blend out. Like it's one of those things where I find it's hard to make it show up at first, and then once you get it showing up, it's impossible to blend it out. So I'm going to pass that on. The color's just a little off for me. And then I have a bunch of these cheek heats from Maybelline, and I do really like them. Do I need all of them? I've already given up one that had a seal. I definitely like the Nude Burn. I'm just going to keep all of them because I was going to get rid of this one, this Pink Scorch, but it's such a unique color. Like, it's really bright. I think I'm just going to hold on to all of them. I've got a bunch of these like face palette kind of things over here. I think I'm going to get rid of some of them just because I'm not using them as much as I should be. They're really cute to travel with, but I just have other blushes I prefer. So first one, I've got the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. I love this. It's not going anywhere. I don't use it a lot, but I really like it. Another one I actually really like from Too Faced is this one. It came out in like a gingerbread house palette kind of thing a couple years ago for Christmas. I do really enjoy this. It's got a really dark bronzer, which is kind of nice because I don't have a ton of dark bronzers, but the blush and the highlighter are just to die for, so I'm going to keep that. This NARS one, this came out in the Christmas collection a few years ago, and while it is really pretty, I just don't use it. I keep saying I'm going to use it, and then I never do, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I feel like I keep it because the packaging is so freaking cute, but that can't be a reason anymore. Another one I'm going to get rid of, the Wander Beauty Trip for Two. This was one I actually really liked. I really enjoyed the formula of these, the bronzer color, but again, it's just not something I reach for. I forget it's there all the time. Then I also have this Urban Decay trio. I haven't had this for all that long, so I think I am going to hold on to it. You guys can probably see me, hello, in the mirror. I think I am going to hold on to it just for a little bit longer, and if I don't get any use out of it, then it'll go the next time. This is fairly new to me. This is this Bare Minerals Gen Nude Bronzer. This one is in the shade Kiss of Pink, so I'm going to hold on to that for a little while longer. I think I need to come to a decision about these NARS Air Matte Soft Matte blushes. I really like the formula, but I don't think I need all the colors, so I'm going to swatch them on my arm, and then I'll come back and tell you if I'm getting rid of any and what I'm getting rid of. Okay, so this is the 8 of them swatched on my arm. As you guys can see, there's a couple that are like really close to each other, so I am going to be getting rid of some. I'm actually going to be getting rid of Orgasm. It's just really glittery. It's not my favorite one. And it's probably like, this is it here. It's the lightest of the pink ones. Sorry, that was a weird angle. I'm also going to get rid of Darling, I think. Again, it's very close to the shade Freedom, and I just prefer Freedom a little more. And the other one I'm going to get rid of is Grasp. It's just not my kind of a shade of brown, so I'm going to get rid of those 3, and I'm keeping the other 5. So the 5 I'm keeping are Scandalous, Torch. These are both like brighter, funner reds, and then I'm keeping these 3 as well. So they are in Hushed, Freedom, and this one is Rush. That's pretty good. I'm happy to have gotten rid of some of those. I really like the formula. I think they're fantastic. They're really pretty to sheer out, but there's just some that I'm just not wearing. I'm not reaching for. So why not give them to someone else while they're still fairly new? All right, let's talk about some eyeshadow primer kind of thing. So I've got 5, excuse me, MAC paint pots. I think I'm going to keep all of these. I obviously have Painterly, which is my favorite. I wear it literally every day, all the time. So I'm going to keep that one. And then I have these 4 other ones, 3 of which are pretty new to me. And I do really like them. So, you know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this one, which is Babe in Charms. It's really pretty as a standalone. It's like a really cool... Oh my gosh, have I even used this? I don't even know if I've even opened this before. There we go. Yeah, it's still like freaking brand new. And I've had it for a while. It's really pretty though. Do I think I'm going to use it? I just don't know. Let me put this one as a maybe because it is really pretty, but I haven't used it at all yet, so I'm kind of wondering if I'm ever going to use it. Whereas even the other 2 that I recently picked up, I have already used. You know what? No, I'm just going to get rid of this one. I need to stop being dumb about it. So I'm going to keep Let's Skate Vintage Selection, Stormy Pink, and Painterly. These ones I will wear pretty regularly. I just don't think I'm going to reach for the other one. Another thing that I keep holding on to are these Spellbinder shadows. They came out in the Christmas collection 2 years ago, I think. I just need to make myself use them. That's the problem. I need to make myself try them and see if they're any good. So I'm going to put them in my use it or lose it or use up kind of drawer. And if I do not use them again by the next time I do one of these videos, they've got to go because it's getting ridiculous. Kind of the same can be said for these Dose of Colors Ideal Duos. I really like them, but I think I am going to get rid of some of them because there's some I'm just not likely to use. For example, this one in Mermaid, it's a really pretty like teal color, but how often do I reach for a teal? And I do have shades like this in palettes, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Also going to get rid of Maroon because again, I have a ton of deep dark purples. I have some in MAC Pigments, and I think, oopsies, I'm gonna keep So I definitely want to keep Shell. I think that this one is my favorite. It's also the one I can tell that I've used the most. I'm going to keep, do I have something like this? Okay, you know what? I have a MAC pigment that's very, very similar to this like frozen one. So I think I'm going to get rid of the Dose of Colors one and keep the MAC one. I'm going to keep Lemon Drop. I just think it's so pretty. And then let's keep, just trying to kind of see how close some of these colors are, like pigment wise. Like, are these two enough? I kind of think they are, so I think I'm going to get rid of both Sunset and Maple, and I'm just going to keep these two here. I'm so proud of myself for that. Every declutter I've ever done, they've made it through because I'm like, no, they're so pretty, I love them. But then I never use them. Like, it's gotten to this ridiculous point. So, having said that, let's just quickly take a look at my MAC pigments and see if there is anything I want to get rid of here. I have these like glittery stars and hearts. I'm going to keep them because they're just fun for like some like fun looks. Obviously I'm going to keep the white glitter. This is, I think, Reflex Red. So it's got like a red reflect to it, which is fine with me. I don't care. Blue Brown is just like a MAC classic, cult classic color. Going to keep that. Yeah, I've got a couple of these like greens and things that I think are really pretty. I've got a bunch of like golden coppery colors. I'm just going to keep all of them. I think that they're all, actually, I think I'm going to, no, I am going to keep this. I remember really liking this. I just have to, again, like actually get myself to use these more often. And I'm going to keep my black track, but I honestly think that I'm going to get rid of this Maybelline Eye Studio charcoal one. Because again, it's close enough to black that I just don't think I need it. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm keeping my Too Faced glitter glue because that serves like a specific purpose for my collection, if that makes any sense. So I'll keep that one. I'm just going to rearrange these so that some of them are together because I think it looks prettier that way. Okay, so that's that done. Actually going to put some of my sharpeners in here. I have these two Tarte chrome paint pots. I've got Fire Dancer and I've got Steal the Show. I'm going to keep them one more round, and much like some of the other things, if I don't at least try to use them, then they've got to go. I did a pretty good job going through all of my eyeliners the last time, so I am just going to keep everything I have. Like, I know that might seem stupid, but I don't know. I really like having all my colorful eyeliners. I think it's a really fun way to, like, make a look pop or make a look a little different. So I'm just going to hold on to all of those, not even going to bother going through them. Mascaras, I think, is just something that I need to decide what's... I think I did this last time. I went through and decided what was good, what was bad. So I'm just going to keep hold of all of these, use them up, and then I've got a whole bunch of backups as well. So I won't even go through those. Let's go through this pile really, really quickly. This is like liquid eyeliners, brow products, my eyelash curler evidently, which goes somewhere else. Let's go through this really, really quickly. Oh, and another mascara was hiding at the bottom. I was actually looking for that mascara the other day. Okay, so brow products. Most of these are staying. I love the Hourglass one. I think it's fantastic. The Benefit one is really nice. The MAC one has been one of my favorites for a really, 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 really long time. The Rare Beauty one I enjoy. And the Brow Blade from Urban Decay I really like. So I'm going to keep these 5. I recently got this Trestique one in a BoxyCharm, but honestly it pulls just a little too red for me, so I'm going to get rid of that one. In terms of black eyeliners, I have a lot. Which ones do I really, really like? I really like the Fenty, the MAC one. Oh my god, I like re-fell in love with this. This is the Brush Brushstroke 24-hour liner. It is so, so, so good. Mine has a pink lid because I got it in like the MAC Cherry Blossom collection, but I just love it so, so much. I forgot how good it was. That one's gonna stay. I think I really liked the Il Makiage one. This one got sent to me as like a free gift with purchase when I bought the foundation. It's really nice. Stila, Too Faced Better Than Sex I really liked. I kind of want to keep the NYX one just to have like a more affordable one, just in case. But to be honest, I tried the Urban Decay one again today, and it's okay. It didn't really, my freaking camera won't focus. There we go. It didn't really cooperate with me today, so I think I'm going to get rid of this one. I've also got a handful of these Colourpop ones. Did I get rid of the white one? I must have. I thought I had a white one too. Oh, and I just found my brown eyeliner that's staying. But I think... honestly, I think I'm just going to get rid of all 4 of these. I just can't imagine that I'm going to need to use them. And if I ever do want one of these colors as an eyeliner, I can just use either an eyeshadow or one of my gel liners. That'll work just fine. So I think I'm going to get rid of all of those, which means it was really dumb that I bought them in the first place. Hey, there's the white. So I also have a white one that I actually will hold on to because white is a little tricky. So I'll keep the white liner. I just found it in my other container. And then I have these 2 brow gels, like brow sets that I keep from MAC, and also this Brow product. So I think that the time has come to try and get into some of these eyeshadows, and my goodness, I have got a lot. Again, I don't know how many I'm going to get rid of, but I don't use single shadows a lot, and a lot of them are stored at like the back of my drawer, so I forget that they exist like all the time. And that's stupid because they're just sitting there and going unused. First thing we're definitely keeping, these are my Cleona ones, I think is how you pronounce it. Megan just got me these. They're so, so good. I love them so much. I'm definitely keeping them. Also just got the Colourpop Malibu Barbie palette. I really, really like this one. I think it's a lot of fun. Really good shadow quality. Holding on to that. Speaking of Colourpop, I also just picked up the Limoncello palette and also the Child palette, so those aren't going anywhere. They're literally brand new. Natasha Denona Zendo palette, not going anywhere. The Bronze palette, also not going anywhere. This one Megan just got me. This is the Lime Crime Greatest Hits Bangers palette. I haven't even had an opportunity to play with it yet, so I definitely want to hold on to this. I can see I've got like a whole bunch of Natasha Denona just sitting back here. Let's just pull it all forward, although it'll probably all stay. But I think the Ciate London palette, not that I don't enjoy it, I think it's really pretty. The quality is actually really, really good. But I'm just not reaching for it. I have a lot of shadows that are similar colors, so I'm just going to get rid of that while it's still relatively new. These are brand new to me. I haven't even used them. They're still in their packaging. These Huda Beauty Brown Obsessions, so they have to stay. So I've got a ton of Natasha Denona palettes. I want to keep these 2 for sure. These are 2 of my favorites, and I've had them the longest. These are the first ones I ever had. I'm just trying to decide if I need all of the other ones. And it's not a want because they are really expensive, but it's do I need to keep them all, or could somebody else like get a better use out of it than I could, if you know what I mean. So these are the ones that I have, and I can't believe I actually might part with some of them. I definitely want to keep this purple one. I just love it. I think it's so, so pretty. So that's the palette 10. So we're going to keep this one. I just had the box for it. No, I will keep it in the box. I just want them to stay safe. I also think I want to keep this one, which is palette number 7. It's just these really pretty like blues and teals. I just think it's so, so freaking nice. I'm going to keep that one as well. I also want to keep this one. This is the Ayanna palette, I believe. It's just really pretty neutrals. I think that that one's nice. Now I get to this point. So I think I'm actually going to get rid of this one. This is the Jubilee one, and it's not that I don't like it, but I do have the Natasha Denona Tropics palette, which has 3 of these colors in it. So it seems dumb to be keeping it. So I think I'm going to get rid of it, which is crazy because it's Natasha Denona, but I think I am. I also think I'm going to get rid of this one. This is the Peak palette. It's nice, but it just, I don't know. It's not my favorite, so I'm going to get rid of that one. You know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this one. No. I like the greens though. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to hold on to it. And again, if I just don't use it before the next declutter, which will probably be at the end of the year, I'll get rid of it then. There's still time. I just pulled this because I have it. This is the Rose Water Setting Spray. I really like this. I really like the mister on it, but to be honest, I have so much setting spray that like, I just don't think I'm going to get around to using it, which is stupid, but that's how it is. Now we're going to get into some of these single shadows. This is going to suck. I'm like dreading going through these. I'm going to do a lot of just swatching and speeding up, and then I'll tell you kind of at the end what I'm keeping, what I'm getting rid of, whatever. This I am going to hold on to. These are just some like Colourpop shadows, and I think that this is a MAC shadow. I'm just going to keep this, just they're a bunch of singles, and I'm also going to keep my Comfort Zone palette, just so you know. Okay, so I ended up changing my mind. It was just taking too long to like try and go through them all on camera. So I just did it off camera, and I think I gave myself a bit of like a rash from just swatching them all. I did better than I thought. This is the pile that I'm keeping, and that is everything I'm getting rid of. Everything up there I'm either getting rid of because I have two colors that are quite similar to each other. For example, I've got like this MAC Star Trek one, which ends up being like a really, really pretty like coppery sort of a red, and it's very, very similar to a lot of the foiled shadows up there, or they don't perform very well, they're really dry, or they're just colors that I'm not going to reach for, or colors that I have close enough in here, like some of these pinks, for example. Not this pink, these pinks, where they're kind of like that little bit of like a coral sort of pink. I had about 3 of them, and I can't imagine ever needing all 3, so everything up there is going to go, and everything here is going to stay. That's much better than I had anticipated doing, so I'm really proud of myself for that. So the last thing that I have to go through is these 3 containers of blush. Once again, kind of like the eyeshadows, I am just going to go off camera and swatch a bunch of stuff and see how I feel about it, what I want to keep, what I want to get rid of, just because there's too much to swatch here. Anything that's close enough to each other I'll probably get rid of, or if I just know I'm not going to wear it, I'll get rid of it, and I will let you guys know what I keep. Alrighty, so this is what I am keeping. I'm actually so satisfied because I can finally fit these NARS blushes in here, which makes me so, so, so happy. And these are the 8 blushes that I'm getting rid of. Honestly, these 2 snuck back in my collection somehow. I'm not getting rid of those, sorry, I'm just holding them. I don't know honestly how they did. I think I got rid of them a long time ago, and then recently I was bringing some more stuff over from my parents' house, and they snuck back over. A lot of these colors is just because I have similar blushes and other formulas I prefer, such as the Extra Dimension formulas, or also my Glow Play formulas. I did keep some just matte blushes because I don't want to only have shimmery blushes, but yeah, that's what I'm going to keep, and that's what I'm going to get rid of. So I think I am going to cut the video off here just because I feel like it's already been a long time, which means that I'm leaving highlighters, foundations, eyeshadow palettes, well, the rest of my eyeshadow palettes and lip products for the next video. So keep an eye out for that coming. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys got to see enough of my collection, because I know that's why I like watching these videos, as well as seeing what people get rid of. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I'm just talking with my hands. Oh, I know what I can do. I can show you what's in the box thus far from today. So this is everything that I've been getting rid of so far. Like I said, I'm already doing better than I expected, which is really, really nice, because I was getting really overwhelmed with my makeup collection once again. So thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, what would you keep, what would you get rid of, what products do you wish you got to try and never did that you maybe saw here, or whatever. And if you're not already and you want to be, then subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of fun here. I have a lot of fun playing with makeup, and I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time. Goodbye!